touchdowns. What I wanted to actually talk about is a fourth down. It's followed on from the previous play that Tua overthrew Parker. And there's two things I want to talk about. The first thing is, what should we do with the number 3 pick? I don't want to talk about scheme too much, but in this instance, I'm just going to talk about Parker, who's at the top of the screen. There's been 2 changes. We're going to run exactly the same play. Parker has replaced Shaheen X, and at the bottom, Ford has replaced Parker. Now, when we run it through offensively, we're going to see a very similar thing that we saw pre-snap on the last play. I just want to point out 2 differences. Middle of the field is empty, and the defense are bringing more pressure than we're going to be able to deal with. Tua again focuses on Parker. So as we see the play develop, I'm just going to stop it here, and you can see that this is a low flat ball. It's not really a ball Parker's going to be able to do anything. It doesn't play into his strength. I wonder, really, is Parker injured, and are we asking him to do too much? Across the screen, we also have Bowden, Gesicki, and Ford. You can see Ford is open by formation. All of these players would be elevated by a number 1 wide receiver, an elite number 1 wide receiver. And that's what I think we should do with the 3rd pick. I know that the offensive line is broken down, but what we actually need is interior alignment. We don't need tackles. And we can either trade back or take a receiver at 3 and also get a decent interior lineman in free agency or later in the draft. But now I want to just take it back and talk about communication very slightly. As I've mentioned, it's exactly the same play, and I want to focus on the bottom of the screen. We're going to see Ford motion in, and by formation, Bowden comes open, and we know that Gesicki is going to come open as well. But you can see, if we run it through at the end of the play, we can see the frustration from the wide receivers. My question is, was it Gailey who decided to rerun the play? Probably, because he's got the elevated view from the box. But what have we told Tua from the sideline? To focus on Parker, because it's exactly the same play and with exactly the same results at the trip side of the screen. But again, we focus on Parker, and again, we missed the opportunity to score. I'm not throwing Tua under the bus. It's a rookie season. He's had a lot to do. But this is something that the staff and the offensive players must focus on and must improve for next year if we're serious about going to the playoffs.